The Houston Texans have had trouble protecting C.J. Stroud this season, especially over the last 3 weeks with the issues against the Green Bay Packers, the continuing issues despite getting a victory against the Indianapolis Colts, and obviously the tough performance last week against the Jets. The offensive line has been under fire, and it hasn't performed from a pass blocking standpoint up to the level that the Texans need to go where they want to go this season. We've heard from D'Amico Ryans, Bobby Slowick, offensive lineman on this issue. The Texans making offensive line coach Chris Strausser available to talk about the offensive line. He discusses what he's seen, how the Texans get back on track, the performances of Kenyon Green, Juice Scruggs, as well as many other topics. I want to bring you that conversation right now.
What do you see as the crux of the pass protection issue as you guys try to protect Stroud?
Yeah, I think, we just got to do a better job. Me specifically, of just coaching some of the, both the details of what we're doing, technique-wise. Probably really the starting point is the technique stuff has shown up really more than anything else. So we got to do a better job of emphasizing it during the week and, making sure when we show up on game day, everybody in the unit's got complete confidence in exactly what we're doing up front. So I think we're halfway through the season. We certainly have protected how we want to. We feel really good about the strides we know we can make and focus on some of the stuff that has shown up week in and week out.
What has been some of the issues with the stunts and the late blitzes?
Stunts are always a challenge. There's a reason that defenses do stunt on third down because there's some challenges with it. So to me, it all goes back to starting with just like being really good at one-on-one pass protection, because you get that done, and then the next step, the next phase is to be able to handle a stunt. And a lot of what goes into handling a stunt is the same stuff that goes into being a really good one-on-one protector. So, there's a lot of little things that we know that as we've really studied, we had that extra 3 days to really kind of go back and look at some stuff and really see some stuff that consistently has shown up as issues and stuff. Again, like I said, that I need to go back and do a better job as a coach to get these guys locked into better and find a way to drill it better and make sure when we show up on Sunday that everybody's got complete confidence in what we're doing.
What is that? Like the percentage of these guys, do they have the ability to execute what you're asking them to? And then also identifying what's about to happen and being in the right place to execute.
Yeah, everybody in the unit for sure has the ability to play. Like they wouldn't be here if we didn't think they could play. And so, yes, everybody in the unit for sure has the ability to do it. There's always going to be some challenges on third down stuff, I think, across the league in terms of recognizing some of the stuff that's going to come. But I think that's an area that, I know that's an area that we can take some strides and, improve on. And so we can, like I said, a lot of that goes back to just what we do during the week in practice and how we get them, a little bit better prepared for what we're anticipating seeing. And there's always going to be something that shows up game day that we didn't anticipate seeing.
Chris, sorry, Jonathan, just to follow up on that, the same problem has shown up for multiple weeks now. What point do you just on third down, the lack of pass protection in general has gotten worse over 3 weeks. I guess the worst in the NFL right now last week. How does that get better over scheme or coaching? Do you guys need to change the
I just
scheme
look at it
not?
for me, the scheme it's I believe a proven scheme. It's been used in this system for a lot of years, and so to me it always goes back to, like, I always come to work in the morning and know that whatever shows up on tape goes back to me. And so that's my starting point is how do I do it better and how do I get this unit to play better and all those things. Yes.
It seems like the interior has really taken the brunt of where the pressure has come from. Particularly Kenyon Green struggled some. What did you think about where he was and kind of how he finished?
Yeah, Kenyon's done great. Really honestly, like if we're looking at the big picture of where Kenyon was when I got here and the type of off season he had, the type of training camp that he had, came out week 1 against the Colts really playing on fire, did really well in the run game, didn't have the same pass protection opportunities that week 1 that maybe we did as the season went on. By no means is it one guy. That to me, that's an easy out in our unit. We know there's a lot of guys involved, and Kenyon, I really think of this really being his rookie season, right? That first year he was here, played some, got hurt. Last year he didn't play at all. This year coming back off an injury and really getting back into the mix. And so I think he went through some, also this is his first time in our offense here, right? So he went through some, typical rookie struggles, but by no means is Kenyon the only guy.
Why do you think that last year it seemed like y'all were changing offensive lines week to week? Why do you think the pass blocking was better last year as opposed to this year?
Yeah, again, I just think, every year is a different year for whatever reason, and that for us at this point in the season really is our major challenge as a unit, is finding a way to get better. I think last year, different guys being in there, that is what it is, and you hate to have to switch guys around like that. So, yeah, I really don't know compared to last year. Yeah.
Chris, it's a
take a
prideful
couple more,
group,
guys.
and
Say
talking to
it again.
it's a prideful group. These
Yep.
guys, they take
Yep,
it to heart. They say that it's pretty obvious, the emotions.
Yep.
As a group, what is it like for you guys, the reaction? Because obviously you want to keep the quarterback
Sure.
clean. You want him to be able to do well.
We believe we got the best guy in the NFL, and our guys love playing for that guy, and just the tremendous plays that this guy makes really for us, is hugely important. And so, nobody's happy with the fact that we're struggling in pass protection right now. I mean, everybody wants to do better, starting with myself, but, everybody across the board wants to do better. And so, just like you said, it is a prideful group, and those guys care tremendously about taking care of our quarterback.
Go ahead, John. You guys have used Titus at left guard before. You have Blake Fisher. Has there been any thought to changing that rotation?
We're always talking personnel, or really every week, good or bad. We've had, as we know, some good weeks, and we're still talking personnel because, we're always trying to figure out what the best five is, what the best mix is, not try and move guys too much because it's a challenge at this point in the season in week to have to move guys from one spot to other. So, but, really everybody that's on our roster is in play.
How much of what do these last two right here, guys?
How much of what the pass protection and getting ready for a play falls onto Juice and kind of his role and how he's done in that?
Yeah, there's always going to be extra responsibility on the center, whether it's pass, run, whatever it is. And again, I think of this at center a little bit for Juice as his rookie year. He missed most of last year, 2/3 of it, and then came in and played guard. And so this is still some newness to him with it, but by no means does it fall on him. I mean, he's really has done a good job, and he's progressed each week. And so, yeah.
With that being said, him and CJ have only really played together like 11 games together, and they're still learning each other.
Yep.
How can they, going forward, how can they get on the same page, maybe communicate a little bit better to, recognize some of the things that's happening?
Yeah, well, nobody likes to hear it, but a lot of times the best way to get better is to go out there and make mistakes, right? So those guys are out there in the arena playing, doing their stuff, competing like we want them to do. Again, by no means is it in the ballpark of where we want it to be, but I think as long as we, find a way to learn from those mistakes and get better, Juice and CJ playing together is only going to get better.
Strausser ultimately backed his guys. He says that they believe that the players that they need are in the building, that they can fix it with the players they have. They have the talent to fix it. It's been sort of the company line that performance execution needs to be better from the offensive line to get it to where they're going. I didn't love the comments about Kenyon Green, this basically being his rookie year and that he'd had a great season. I know that he's got to back his guy, but Kenyon Green hasn't had a great season. Yes, he must be a better player than when Strausser got here last year, but ultimately Kenyon Green had a very rough stretch here before the injury took him out of the offensive line. The conversation about Juice Scruggs, this basically being his rookie year as well. Well, Jarrett Patterson performed really well as an actual rookie last year, so I don't know that that works as an excuse for this offensive line or for Juice Scruggs in particular. But Strausser not having an answer for why last year's offensive line had success when they were swapping parts in and out. I don't know that anybody in the organization has an answer for why that offensive line performed so well last year when they were swapping guys in and out, left tackle, left guard, center, all throughout the course of the season. They were moving parts, and the Texans had some successful moments of that offensive line and even some more consistency than the offensive line they've had this season. What say you about the conversation that Chris Strausser had with the media as the Houston Texans made their offensive line coach available? Let me know in the comment section down below. On your way down there, throw me a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and appreciate you watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I can't wait until we talk Texans again soon.